Stangina, isa na lang talaga. Bulong ko sa sarili ko, habang hila-hila ang munting basket na halos kasing bigat na ng mga problema ko sa buhay. Pang-ilang iisa na lang na ba to ngayong gabi? Hindi ko na mabilang. Ang sigurado lang, pagod na ang mga binti ko sa kakalakad, pero mas pagod na yata ang lalamunan ko sa kasisigaw ng ibaluot. Bili na kayo ng baluot. The Manila night air, usually thick with a mix of exhaust fumes, and the distant promise of something exciting, felt heavy and unforgiving tonight. Malamig ang simoy ng hangin, but it wasn't the kind of cold that made you want to cuddle. It was the kind that seeped into your bones, a reminder of how vulnerable you were, lalo na kung mag-isa kang naglalako sa madilim na eskinita ng 10:00 ng gabi. Baluut. Mainit pa. Masarap, malinamnam. Sigaw ko ulit, trying to inject some energy didn't have into the voice. Reflection sa bintana ng isang saradong tindahan showed a girl na mukhang kinalimutan na ng good fortune. Si Amelia. 22 years old, pero parang 30 na sa dami ng iniisip. Breadwinner. Tagapag-alaga ng nanay na may sakit at 2 nakababatang kapatid na nag-aaral pa. Hay, buhay. Parang life. Isa pang kanto, isa pang sigaw. Walang pumapansin. Parang invisible ako sa mga nagdaraang sasakyan o sa ilang taong naglalakad pa na nagmamadali ring umuwi. Sino ba naman kasing bibili ng balot sa ganitong oras, sa ganito kapangit na panahon? Ako lang yata ang desperado. Napabuntong hininga ako. I have to sell these last few pieces. Kailangan. For nanay's gamot, for baon ng mga kapatid ko. Konting tiis pa, Amelia. Konting kembot pa. Miss, balot. Napahinto ako bigla. May tumawag ba? O guni-guni ko lang dahil sa pagod at gutom? Lumingon-lingon ako. Sa tapat ng isang convenience store na medyo maliwanag, may nakaparadang isang ang class na kotse. Itim, makintab, parang bagong labas sa showroom. Tapos, may bumabang lalaki mula sa driver's seat. Shit, customer. Pero teka, parang ang gwapo. He was tall, matangkad, definitely. Naka-plain dark shirt lang siya at maong pants, pero bakit parang ang linis at ang bango niya tingnan kahit mula sa malayo? He started walking towards me, and with each step, parang may slow motion effect sa paligid. Napatitig yata ako, di ko namalayan. Miss, may balot ka pa? He asked. His voice was surprisingly gentle, parang hindi bagay sa itsura niyang pang-action star na medyo may pagkaseo. Napaayos ako ng tayo, biglang conscious sa itsura ko. Pawisan, medyo gusgusin, amoy usok. Juicy colored, nakakahiya. Ah, oo po, sir. Meron pa po. Ilan po sa inyo? I tried to sound cheerful, professional. Kahit deep inside, kinakabahan ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Maybe because he looked so out of place here, buying balot from someone like me. He glanced at my basket. Magkano lahat yan? Napatingin ako sa basket ko. 3 piraso na lang. Ah, 120 pesos po lahat, sir. Medyo alanganin pa yung ngiti ko. Usually, isa-isa lang ang bili or 2. Bihira yung papakyawin. He reached for his wallet. Okay, bibilhin ko lahat. Natigilan ako. Lahat, sir. For real ba to? Baka nagbibiro lang. Lahat, he confirmed, pulling out a 1,000 peso bill. Nanlaki ang mga mata ko. Grabe, pang ilang balot na iyon? Para makauwi ka na. Gabi na masyado, delikado sa daan. Para akong nabingi. Did he just say that? Para makauwi na ako. My mind raced. Totoo ba to? Baka may modus to. Pero his eyes, they looked sincere. Walang bahid ng panloloko. More of concern. Pero sir, di. I stammered, sigurado po kayo. Baka hindi nyo naman po maubos lahat yan. Sayang naman po kung mapapanis lang. Concern ko rin naman yung produkto ko, no? At saka, ang laki ng pera niya. He offered a small, almost device smile. And a corny man pakinggan, pero parang biglang lumiwanag yung madilim na kalsada. It's okay. Yung may party kasi ako. Ye party. Dadalhin ko to. Party? Sa ganitong oras? Nakakotse mag-isa? Medyo weird, but who was I to judge? Baka nga. At kung iyon ang paraan para maubos ang paninda ko, gulang. Ah, ganoon po ba? As tried to sound casual, kahit nagpipigil ako ng ngiti. Ang swerte ko naman yata tonight. Sige po, sir. Ito na po. Kinuha ko yung 3 balot at maingat na inilagay sa isang maliit na supot. Inabot ko sa kanya. He took the plastic bag, his fingers briefly brushing mine. And swear, parang may kuryenteng dumaloy sa braso ko. Ang init ng kamay niya. Or baka ako lang yung nanlalamig? Ewan. Ang word ng feeling. Inabot niya yung 1,000 peso bill here. Sir, sandali lang po, kukuha lang ako ng panukli. Hinalungkat ko yung maliit kong coin purse na halos puro barya na lang ang laman. Diyos ko, paano ko susuklian to? Sir, baka po wala akong exact change para sa 1,000. Meron po kayong mas maliit? Nakakahiya, pero kailangan kong itanong. He chuckled softly. A pleasant sound. No, it's fine. Keep the change. Ha? Napanganga ako. Naku, sir, hindi po. Sobra-sobra na po yun. 120 lang po yung balot. Nakakahiya naman talaga. Baka isipin niya, sinasamantala ko siya. I insist, he said, his eyes kind. Consider it tip. For working so hard. Tip. For working hard. Parang ngayon lang may naka-appreciate ng pagod ko ng ganito. Yung mga customer ko, usually, pabili, tapos abot bayad, tapos alis na. Walang extra words, walang appreciation. Pero, Sir D. Please, he said, his voice a bit firmer now, but still gentle. Just go home safe, okay? It's really late. Napatitig ako sa kanya. He seemed genuinely concerned. Yung tingin niya, parang may kung anong kumurot sa puso ko. E-word, warm feeling. Kilig. Hindi, impossible. Gulat lang siguro. Yes, gulat. Overwhelmed. Aside po, sir, finally managed, clutching the money. Thank you po. Thank you so much, talaga. Hindi ko alam kung ano pa ang sasabihin. He nodded. You're welcome. Then, he gave me another one of those small smiles. Ingat ka. Kayo rin po, sir. He turned and walked back to his car. Pinanood ko siyang sumakay, paanda rin yung makina at dahan-dahang umalis. The sleek black car disappeared into the night, leaving me standing there, holding a 1,000 peso bill and a plastic bag na wala ng laman. Nakatulala lang ako for a good minute. Ano iyon? Anghel? Multo na gwapo? O baka naman prank lang tapos yung pera peke? Kinapa ko yung pera. Mukha namang totoo. Amoy bagong print pa nga. Hala di. Nasabi ko na lang sa sarili ko. For real ba yun? I looked at the money again. This was more than enough for Nana's meds for a week, plus baon pa ng mga kapatid ko. Parang milagro. Dahan-dahan akong naglakad pa uwi, dala-dala yung basket na magaan na ngayon. Pero yung puso ko parang ang bigat. Not in a bad way. More like puno. Puno ng gulat, ng pasasalamat, at ng isang emosyon na hindi ko pa masyadong maintindihan. His words echoed in my mind, mas natatakot ako kung may mangyari sa'yo kung maglalakad ka pa ng ganitong oras mag-isa. Sino siya? Bakit ang bait niya? At bakit parang ang gaan-gaan ng pakiramdam ko dahil sa sinabi niya? Pagdating ko sa bahay, gising pa si nanay. Nag-aalala na raw siya. O anak, ang aga mo yata. Naubos mo ba agad yung balot? Tanong niya, medyo hirap pang magsalita. Ngumiti ako. Opo, nay. May bumili po ng lahat. Talaga? Naku, salamat sa Diyos. Hindi ko na ikinuwento yung detalye tungkol sa misteryosong lalaki. Baka kung ano pa isipin ni nanay. Ang mahalaga, may pambili na kami ng gamot niya. That night, paghiga ko sa banig namin sa sahig, katabi ang mga kapatid kong mahimbing nang natutulog, hindi ako agad dinalaw ng antok. I kept replaying the scene in my head. The dark street, the fancy car, and the kind stranger with the warm smile. Sino ka kaya, Gil Balot Buyer? I whispered to the darkness. At bakit parang gusto kitang makita ulit? Ipinilig ko ang ulo ko. Ano ba tong iniisip ko? Impossible. Isa lang siyang customer. A very generous one, yes, but still just customer. Hindi kami magka-level. Langit siya, lupa ako. Hanggang doon na lang yun. Pero kahit anong pilit kong iwaksi, may isang maliit na parte sa puso ko na umasa. A teeny spark of something I hadn't felt in a long, long time. Pag-asa. Or maybe just a little bit of kilig. Napapikit ako, at ang huling imahe sa isip niya ay hindi ang mga itlog ng balot, kundi ang ngiti ng estrangherong bumili ng lahat ng iyon. And for the first time in what felt like forever, Amelia slept with a small smile on her lips. Sana magkita ulit kami. Kahit imposible. Lumipas ang ilang araw matapos yung gabing yun. Yung gabing binili ni Amy Balot Buyer ay, teka, anong Amy Balot Buyer? Ang weird naman ang naisip kong pangalan para sa kanya. Basta, yung gwapong estranghero na bumili ng lahat ng paninda ko. Ewan ko ba, pero parang may nagbago. Hindi naman sa biglang yumaman kami or nawala lahat ng problema, pero yung bigat sa dibdib ko, parang medyo gumaan. Siguro dahil sa extra cash, o baka dahil sa... Ewan. Basta. Back to my usual grind. Gabi-gabi, hila-hila ko pa rin ang basket ko, sumisigaw ng ibaluot, sa mga kalsadang dati ng suki ng mga yapak ko. Pero this time, may konting anticipation. Parang half expecting, half hoping na baka sakaling magpakita ulit siya. Baliw lang, di ba? As if naman. Baka napadaan lang talaga yun, o natripan lang bumili ng balot. Asa ka pa, Amelia, bulong ko sa sarili ko isang gabi, habang nag-aabang ng customer sa medyo mataong sidewalk. Rich yun, no, baka yung 1,000 pesos niya, parang 20 pesos lang sa tin. Pinipilit kong maging realistic. Mahirap umasa, masakit mahulog. Lalo na kung walang sasalo. Pero minsan, pag napapadaan ako sa tapat ng convenience store kung saan kami unang nagkita, di ko maiwasang mapasilip. Wala naman. Siyempre. One particular Friday night, medyo matumal. Konti pa lang nabebenta ko, tapos mukhang ulan pa. The area was gloomy gray, and the wind was starting to pick up. Nako, lagot, sabi ko. Kailangan makarami-rami na bago bumuhos yung ulan. Lalakad na sana ako papunta sa kabilang kanto nang may pumaradang pamilyar na itim na kotse sa di kalayuan. In my heart did a stupid little flip. Parang yung kotse niya yun Hindi ako makapaniwala. Dahan-dahan, bumukas yung pinto ng driver's seat. At lumabas nga siya. Si In, Balot Buyer. Ay, si Chase pala. Narinig ko yung pangalan niya nung may tumawag sa phone niya saglit bago siya umalis last time. Chase. Ang sosyal pakinggan. He looked around, tapos nakita niya ako. Ngumiti siya, yung iting parang may sariling spotlight, at nagsimulang maglakad palapit. Shit. Anong gagawin ko? Magtatago? Magpapanggap na hindi ko siya kilala? Pero paano? Na-memorize ko na yata pati yung tindig niya. Amelia, right? He said, his voice as pleasant as I remembered. Grabe, natandaan niya yung pangalan ko. Paano? Hindi ko naman sinabi. Baka narinig niya sa sigaw ko ng balot ni Amelia, bili na. Minsan kasi sinasama ko pangalan ko. Opo, sir, I managed, trying to keep the voice steady. Chase po, di ba? Naglakas loob na akong itanong, baka mamaya mali pala ako ng dinig. He looked a bit surprised, then smiled again. Yeh, Chase. Glad you remembered. Bibili po kayo ulit ng balot, sir, tanong ko, trying to sound casual, kahit yung puso ko, parang nagkakarera. Sakto, marami-rami pa po. He chuckled. Actually, hindi balot ang sadya ko ngayon. Napakunot noo ako. Kung hindi balot, ano? Baka po Penoy? Wala po akong Penoy ngayon, sir, sige. No, Lee. He shook his head, still smiling. Parang amused siya. I was wondering if you're busy. Or if you have a few minutes to talk. Talk? Sakin. Bakit? Biglang kumabog ang dibdib ko. This time, hindi lang kilig. May halong takot. Anong kailangan ng isang tulad niya sa isang tulad ko? Oo, kailang naman po, sir, sagot ko, medyo alanganin. Bakit po? He gestured to the newly renovated space, few doors down from the convenience store. Dati, luma at abandonadong building yun. Ngayon, may malaking glass window, freshly painted sign na hindi ko pa masyadong maaninag at mukhang modern. I'm opening a cafe there soon, he explained. And I'm looking for staff. Nanlaki ang mga mata ko. Cafe? Dito sa lugar namin? At siya ang may-ari. Wow, congrats po, sir, nasabi ko. Ang ganda po siguro niyan pag natapos. Thanks. It's a bit of a passion project. He looked at me directly then, yung tingin niyang parang nakikita yung kaluluwa ko. And I was thinking you seem like a hard-working person, Amelia. I saw how dedicated you are sa pagbebenta mo. I was wondering if you'd be interested in working at the cafe. Para akong nabuhusan ng malamig na tubig. Ako? Magtatrabaho sa cafe? Sa isang cafe? Na maganda at sosyal? Pipo? Ako po, sir. Hindi makapaniwalang tanong ko. Pero nagtitinda lang po ako ng balot. Hindi po ako marunong sa cafe. Skills can be learned, he said gently. What I'm looking for is someone reliable, dedicated, and with a good attitude. And I think you have all of those. Pag-asa. A teeny seed of hope sprouted in his chest. Isang stable na trabaho. Hindi na kailangang magbilad sa araw at magpuyat sa gabi para lang kumita. Yung sahod, sigurado. May isip, PhilHealth, pag-ibig kaya? Ang layo ng iniisip ko. Pero kasabay ng pag-asa, may takot. Takot na baka hindi ko kaya. Takot na baka mapahiya lang ako. At takot na baka yung agwat namin mas lalo lang lumaki. Sir, hindi po ako sigurado, I said honestly, biting the lip. Baka hindi ako bagay doon. He seemed to understand in my hesitation. Girl, don't you come see the place tomorrow? I'll be there around 10 in the morning. I can show you around, tell you more about the job. No pressure. Just think about it, see. Tiningnan ko yung building na tinuro niya. Kahit sarado pa, may something inviting about it, something na parang nang aakit. Is new beginning. Chance. Aside po, sir, I found myself saying. Subukan ko pong dumaan bukas. His smile widened. Great. I'll see you then, Amelia. He gave a small wave and walked back to his car. Bago siya sumakay, lumingon siya ulit. And please, just chase is fine. Tumango lang ako, hindi na makapagsalita. Pinanood ko ulit siyang umalis, and this time, yung pakiramdam ko, mas komplikado. May pag-asa. Pero mas malaki yung takot. Kinabukasan, I almost chickened out. 9:00 na, nakatitig lang ako sa kisam namin. Ano bang gagawin ko doon? Anong isusuot ko? Yung pinakamatinong damit ko, luma na rin. Baka pagtawanan lang ako. Anak, may problema ba? Tanong ni nanay, napansin siguro yung balisa ko. Umiling ako. Wala po, nay. May pupuntahan lang po ako. Trabaho ba yan? Nag-aalangan akong tumango. Titingnan pa lang po. In the end, I decided to go. Ano bang mawawala? At least, sinubukan ko. I wore my best faded jeans and a relatively new-looking t-shirt. Nagsuklay ako ng maigi at naglagay ng konting baby powder sa mukha. Yun na iyon. Bahala na si Batman. Pagdating ko sa tapat ng cafe, medyo na-intimidate ako. Mas maganda pa siya sa malapitan. Yung sign, malinaw na ngayon, Kape Dime. Clever. May mga mangilan-ngilan pang trabahador sa loob, nag-aayos ng mga huling detalye. Huminga ako ng malalim bago kumatok sa glass door. Si Chase mismo ang nagbukas. He was wearing a simple polo shirt and jeans, pero parang model pa rin. Umiti siya pagkakita sakin. Amelia. You came. Pasok ka. Pumasok ako at yung unang bumungad sakin ay yung amoy. Amoy ng bagong pintura, kahoy at kape. Ang bango. Ang linis tingnan ng lugar. Minimalist yung design, may mga wooden tables and chairs, a long counter, at isang malaking espresso machine na parang spaceship sa sobrang high-tech. Wow, yun lang ang nasabi ko. Ang ganda po. Thanks. He led me to a small table near the window. So, this is Cap Diem. We're planning to open next week. We'll be serving specialty coffee, pastries, and some light meals. He talked about the concept, his vision for the place. He wanted it to be a cozy spot where people could relax, work, or just hang out. Habang nagsasalita siya, kitang-kita yung passion sa mga mata niya. Parang-parang ang sarap pakinggan. Then, he gestured towards the counter. That's where the magic happens. Tumayo siya at lumapit doon. May isang barista na nagte-train. This is Ben, he'll be our head barista. Nagnod si Ben sakin. Ben, this is Amelia. She might be joining our team. Umiti si Ben, hey Amelia. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you din po, nahihiya kong sabi. Chase then surprised me. Gusto mo i-try yung kapuksino namin? Ben still perfecting it see. Maya-maya, may inabot na siyang isang tasa sakin. Ang ganda ng latte art, isang dahon. Sige po. Humigop ako. Ang sarap. Hindi masyadong matamis, hindi rin mapait. Tamang-tama lang. Ang sarap po. Chase grinned. Masarap, di ba? Then, he looked at me, his eyes twinkling. Pero I bet, mas masarap yan kung ikaw ang gumawa. Napaubo ako ng konti. Ako. Gagawa ng kape. Naku, Sir Chase. Hindi po ako marunong yan. Baka po masira ko lang yung mamahaling machine nyo. He chuckled. Don't worry, we'll train you. Lahat naman natututunan. He showed me the staff room, a small but clean space at the back. May locker, isang maliit na pantry. Tapos, may kinuha siya sa isang paper bag isang uniforme. Isang light brown na apron na may logo ng T. Cape Diem, at isang plain white collared shirt. This will be the uniform, he said, holding it up. Tinitigan ko yung uniforme. It looked so professional. So clean. So not me. Parang ang layo-layo sa itsura ko pag nagtitinda ako ng balot sa kalsada. Napalunok ako. Doubts started to creep in again, stronger this time. Chase T. As began, Jimmy's voice barely a whisper. I looked down at the worn-out shoes, then back at the crisp, new uniform. Baka hindi ako bagay dito. In my throat felt tight. Yung takot, parang biglang gustong lumamon sa konting pag-asa na naramdaman ko. He put the uniform down on a nearby table. Then he looked at me, yung tingin niya seryoso pero malumanay. Amelia, he said, his voice soft but firm. Tumingin ka sakin. Dahan-dahan akong nag-angat ng tingin. It doesn't matter kung saan ka galing, o kung ano yung tingin mo sa sarili mo ngayon, he continued, his gaze unwavering. What matters is what you can become. Nakita ko kung gaano ka kasipag, kung gaano ka kadeterminado. Yung mga qualities na yun, hindi yun nabibili o napag-aaralan agad-agad. Natural yun sa'yo. He took a step closer. Huwag mong isipin kung bagay ka ba o hindi. Dahil para sakin, Amelia D. He paused, and his next words hit me straight in the heart. Saan ka man ilagay, aangat ka. Kasi ikaw yan. Natulala ako. Walang makapagsalita. Parang may kung anong mainit na kumalat sa dibdib ko, tinutunaw yung mga takot at insecurities ko. May naniniwala sakin. Someone like him believes in someone like me. I don't know what to say, I stammered, feeling the eyes start to water. Nakakainis, bakit ba ang babaw ng luha ko? He offered a reassuring smile. You don't have to say anything now. Pag-isipan mo. The offer stands. We're opening next Wednesday. If you decide to take it, just come. Training will start on Monday. He walked me to the door. Bago ako lumabas, humarap ulit ako sa kanya. Chase T. Yes? Salamat po, sabi ko, this time with more conviction. Salamat sa tiwala. He just smiled. See you around, Amelia. Naglakad ako pa uwi, lutang. Yung mga sinabi niya, paulit-ulit na nagpe-play sa isip ko. Saan ka man ilagay, aangat ka. Kasi ikaw yan. Could it be true? Kaya ko ba talaga? Yung puso ko, nagtatalo. Yung isang side, sumisigaw ng tigo, Amelia. This is your chance. Pero yung kabilang side, bumubulong ng paano kung hindi mo kaya? Paano kung mapahiya ka lang? Paano kung iba talaga ang mundo niyo ni Chase? Pagdating sa bahay, nadatnan ko si nanay na nagtitiklop ng mga nilabhan. Anak, kumusta yung pinuntahan mo? Umupo ako sa tabi niya. Nay, may nag-o-offer po sa akin ang trabaho. Sa isang cafe po. Nanlaki ang mga mata ni nanay. Talaga, anak? Nako, ang galing naman. Anong sabi mo? I look at my mother's hopeful face. Nakita ko yung pagod sa mga mata niya, pero nandoon din yung pagmamahal at yung pangarap niya para sa amin. Ito na ba yung pagkakataon para maibigay ko sa kanila yung buhay na mas maginhawa? Huminga ako ng malalim. It was a leap of faith. A very big one. Pero minsan, kailangan mong tumalon, di ba? Kahit nakakatakot. Kahit hindi ka sigurado kung saan ka babagsak. Tinatanggap ko po na sabi ko, a small smile forming on in thy lips. Magsisimula na po ako sa Lunes. Pag-asa. At konting takot. But this time, yung pag-asa, mas malakas na. True to his word, training started on Monday. At first, para akong isinabak sa gyera na wala man lang basic training. Ang daming kailangang tandaan. Iba't ibang class ng cup, espresso, americano, latte, cappuccino, macchiato, flat white. Ano daw yung pinagkaiba ng Arabica sa Robusta? Paano yung tamang grind size? Yung tamang tamping pressure? Paano gumawa ng microfoam para sa latte art? Diyos ko, parang rocket science. Si Ben, yung head barista, was patient naman. Pero minsan, napapakamot na lang siya sa ulo, pag pang-5 say ko na, yung gatas ko, bula pa rin ang kinalabasan, hindi yung silky smooth microfoam na kailangan. Amelia, relax lang, head say. Huwag mong masyadong stress yung sarili mo. Makukuha mo rin yan. Si Chase naman, head pop in and out of the cafe. Minsan, check niya yung progress ng renovations. Minsan naman, kinakausap niya kami, tinatanong kung kumusta yung training. Every time he was around, parang may extra pressure akong nararamdaman. Gusto kong ipakita sa kanya na hindi siya nagkamali sa pagpili sa akin. Nakaya ko. One afternoon, I was practicing how to use the SA system, another alien technology for me, nang biglang may nag-iwan ng sticky note sa gilid ng monitor. Pagtingin ko, may nakasulat, maganda ka lalo kapag seryoso. Keep it up. Ni. Napangiti ako. Si Chase. Kilig. Definitely. Yung simpleng note na yun, parang biglang nagbigay ng extra energy sa akin. Pinulot ko yung sticky note at palihim na itinago sa bulsa ng apron ko. A small secret, a small warmth. Nang mag-grand opening ang Kapidayam, sobrang kaba ko. First day as a real CAF crew. Ang daming tao. May mga kaibigan si Chase, may mga local residents na curious sa bagong bukas na CAF, at may mga dumadaan lang na na-attract sa amoy ng kape. Amelia, table for 2, order nila 2 iced caramel macchiato at isang slice ng chocolate cake. Utos ni Rina, isa pa naming coworker na mas sanay na sa ampersand fee. Okay, Rina. Agad akong kumilos. The first few days were a blur of taking orders, serving coffee, clearing tables, and trying the best not to spill anything or mess up an order. Pagod? Sobra. Pero may ibang klaseng saya. Yung saya na feeling mo may silbi ka. Yung saya na natututo ka ng bago. Chase was always there, overseeing things, sometimes even helping out during peak hours. Minsan, nahuhuli ko siyang nakatingin sakin. Pag nagkakatinginan kami, ngingitian niya ako and I'd feel din his cheeks flush. Ano ba to? Ang landi ko yata lately. One time, I was mopping the floor near the counter. Medyo basa pa and I wasn't paying enough attention. Bigla akong nadulas. Ay, pusa. Sigaw ko, expecting to hit the hard tiles. Pero bago pa iyon mangyari, may malakas na braso na sumalo sakin. Pagmulat ko ng mata, I was in Chase's arms. Ang lapit ng mukha namin sa isa't isa. I could smell his faint, clean scent, parang a mix of coffee and something uniquely him. In my heart was hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. Okay ka lang, he asked, his voice low and concerned. His eyes searched mine. Napatitig ako sa mga mata niya. Parang may kung anong kuryente yung dumadaloy sa pagitan namin. I managed to squeak out, Jimby's voice trembling a bit. Salamat. He helped me stand properly. Mag-ingat ka sa susunod, ha? Baka kung ano pang mangyari sa'yo. There was that concern again, yung parang trademark na niya. Oo po. Tumalikod na ako, feeling give a face burn. Hindi dahil sa hiya, kundi dahil sa ewan. Ang gulo. Ang lakas ng epekto niya sakin. As weeks turned into a month, I got more comfortable with every job. Kabisado ko na yung menu, mabilis na akong kumilos, at medyo gumagaling na rin ako sa paggawa ng kape. Minsan, pag hindi busy, tinuturuan pa rin ako ni Ben ng latte art so far. Ang kaya ko palang gawin, medyo tabinging puso. Pero at least, puso na. Chase and I started talking more. Not just about work, but about random things. Nalaman ko na mahilig siya sa aso, may golden retriever daw siya named Max, paborito niyang pagkain ang sinigang, na ikinagulat ko, kasi ang sosyal niya tingnan, at yung calf, it was really his passion project. A way to give back to the community kids providing jobs and a good place to hang out. Minsan, pag closing time na at kami na lang dalawa ang naiiwan para mag-double check ng lahat, doon kami nagkakaroon ng chance na mag-usap ng mas matagal. You know, Amelia, he said one evening, while we were wiping down the tables, you've improved so much. Nakakabilib ka. Napangiti ako. Salamat, Chase. Malaki rin ang tulong niyo ni Ben. No, it's mostly you. Your willingness to learn. Our hands brushed accidentally when we both reached for the same cleaning cloth. Another jolt of electricity. Nagkatinginan kami saglit. Parang may unspoken tension sa hangin. Sweet, but also a little bit dangerous. Ah, sige, ako na dito, sabi ko, medyo umiiwas ng tingin. Okay. Pero yung mga accidental touches na iyon parang dumadalas. Minsan, pag inaabot niya sa akin yung sukli, dadantayan niya ng konti yung kamay ko. Minsan, pag nagkakasalubong kami sa medyo masikip na hallway papuntang staff room, yung braso niya, sasagi sa braso ko. Every single time, may kung anong kumikislap sa loob ko. He started doing small, sweet things. Minsan, pag alam niyang paborito ko yung ube pandesal na binibaki nila, itatabi niya ako ng isa. Minsan, pag break time ko, bigla na lang may iced coffee sa table ko, with a note saying, for envy hardest working staff. Siyempre, yung mga coworkers ko, hindi bulag. Rina would often tease me. Uy, Amelia, iba na yan ha? Special treatment from the boss. Ano ka ba, Rina? Hindi, no. I deny, kahit deep inside, kinikilig ako. One particularly busy Saturday, lunch rush, ang daming customers. I was running back and forth, taking orders, serving food, trying to keep a smile on my face, kahit pagod na ako. Biglang may tumawag sa pangalan ko. Amelia. It was an older lady, isa sa mga regular customers namin. Medyo mainitin ang ulo. Nasaan na yung kape ko? Kanina pa ako naghihintay dito. Ay, pasensya na po, ma'am, sabi ko, trying to be polite. Medyo marami lang po kasing tao. Pero on the way na po yung order nyo. Anong on the way? Ang tagal-tagal na. Palpak naman tong serbisyo nyo dito, she snapped, loud enough for other customers to hear. Naramdaman kong uminit yung pisngi ko sa hiya. Parang gusto kong magtago. Biglang lumapit si Chase. Is there a problem here, ma'am? He asked calmly. Itong serbidora nyo, ang kupad-kupad. Chase looked at me, then back at the customer. I apologize for the delay, ma'am. We're a bit understaffed today. But I assure you, Amelia is one of our best. Let me check on your coffee personally. Pinuntahan niya yung counter, at ilang sandali lang, bumalik siya dala yung kape ng Ale. Here you go, ma'am. And please, this one's on the house. Natigilan yung Ale. On the house? Yes. As our apology for the inconvenience. The lady, medyo napahiya, just mumbled a thank you and started sipping her coffee. Chase turned to me. Okay ka lang, he whispered. Tumango ako, trying to blink back tears. Salamat, Chase. He gave my shoulder a gentle squeeze. Don't mind her. You're doing great. That small gesture, that defense, meant the world to me. It wasn't just about him being a good boss. It felt like he cared. Talaga. Later that evening, after closing, Chase and I were the last ones left again. Tahimik lang kami habang nagliligpit. Yung nangyari kanina, parang nakabitin pa rin sa hangin. Chase, I started, breaking the silence. Esan. He was stacking some cups. Salamat ulit kanina, ha? Sa pagtatanggol mo sakin. He stopped what he was doing and looked at me. Wala yun, Amelia. Ayokong may nambabasto sa staff ko. Lalo na sayo. Lalo na sakin. Ano yung ibig sabihin noon? My heart started to beat faster. Ito na ba yun? Aamin na ba siya? O assuming lang talaga ako? He took a step closer. Amelia, I knew. He hesitated, as if searching for the right words. I really appreciate you. Hindi lang bilang empleyado. Pero bilang ikaw. Napalunok ako. Yung mga mata niya ang daming sinasabi. Mga bagay na hindi niya pa binibigkas. Chase, I knew. Ano bang dapat kong sabihin? Na nararamdaman ko rin? Na yung simpleng pagiging malapit niya, nagpapagulo sa sistema ko. He reached out and gently tucked a stray strand of hair behind my ear. His fingers lingered on Esvi's skin for a second too long. Yung simpleng touch na iyon, parang nagpainit sa buong katawan ko. May gusto sana akong sabihin sa'yo, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. This was it. My heart was pounding so loud, baka naririnig na niya. Nakatingin lang ako sa kanya, waiting. Hoping. Biglang tumunog yung phone niya. Pareho kaming nagulat. Agad niyang kinuha yun mula sa bulsa niya, a frown creasing his forehead as he looked at the caller ID. Excuse me for a sec, Amelia, he said, then turned away to answer the call. Hello? Yes, Mom. What? Now? Okay, I'm on the way. His voice sounded urgent, a little stressed. Pagbaba niya ng phone, iba na yung itsura niya. Parang biglang nawala yung kaninang malambing na atmosphere. Sorry, Amelia, he said, looking flustered. May emergency lang sa bahay. I need to go. Oo, okay lang, sabi ko, trying to hide a disappointment. Ang lapit na sana. Ano kayang sasabihin niya? Lock up ka na lang, ha? Kaya mo na ba? Naman. Sige na, umalis ka na. Ingat. He gave me a quick, apologetic smile. Thanks, Amelia. We'll talk soon. And then he was gone, leaving me alone in the quiet cafe, with a heart full of questions and a lingering feeling of what if. Talk soon. I whispered to myself, touching the spot on Elvi's cheek where his fingers had been. Ano kayang ibig sabihin ng tisuon na iyon? I finished locking up, my mind replaying every moment, every look, every touch. Yung kilig nandito pa rin. Pero this time may kasama ng kaunting bitin. At kaba. Ano kaya yung emergency sa kanila? At yung di mom na tumawag? What if yung nanay niya, hindi ako gusto para sa kanya? Hi, Amelia. Ang advance mo mag-isip. Hindi pa nga umaamin yung tao, kung ano-ano na yung pumapasok sa utak mo. But one thing was for sure, yung simpleng timpla ng kape sa Kapedime, parang nagkaroon na ng ibang lasa. Lasang posibleng pag-ibig. At yung tibok ng puso ko, it was beating new Gerakilas that seemed to be in his breath with his. Sana nga, suon. Yung di suon na sinabi ni Chase, dumating ah. Pero hindi sa paraang ini-expect ko. The next few days after that almost confession, medyo naging awkward. No, not awkward. More like may underlying tension. Chase was still his usual kind and attentive self, pero parang may iniingatan siya, or maybe, may pinaghahandaan. Ako naman, I tried to act as normal as possible, pero deep inside, bawat ngiti niya, bawat sulyap, parang may kahulugan. Nag-aabang ako. Umaasa. One afternoon, I was on a break, nakaupo sa isang sulok ng cafe, trying to review yung mga notes ko for new coffee blend na ituturo ni Ben, biglang may pumasok na isang babae. She was elegant. Yung tindig pa lang, alam mong galing sa mayaman at prominenteng pamilya. Nakadress siya, may dalang branded na bag, at yung alahas niya, kumikinang. She looked around the cafe, her eyes scanning the place with critical air. Tapos, lumapit siya sa counter. I'm looking for Chase, she said to Rina, her voice polite but firm. Parang sanay mag-utos. Ay, ma'am, si Sir Chase po ba? Nasa office po niya. Tatawagin ko lang po, sagot ni Rina, medyo na starstruck din yata. Maya-maya, lumabas si Chase mula sa office niya. Nung makita niya yung babae, his face changed. Parang nagulat, tapos medyo stressed. Mom! What are you doing here? Tanong niya. Mom! Nanay niya. Biglang nanuyo yung lalamunan ko. Ito na ba yun? Yung nanay na tumawag nung gabing yun? Bakit parang ang taray ng aura niya? I wanted to see this. Calf of yours, sabi ng nanay niya, yung T-calf, parang may quotation marks, as if it was something insignificant. And I wanted to talk to you. Can we talk in the office, Mom? Chase suggested, his tone a bit strained. No. I want to talk here. Where everyone can see and hear. Her eyes swept across the calf again, and for a split second, her gaze landed on me. It was a quick glance, pero parang tinusok ako ng yelo. Malamig. Mapanghusga. In my heart sank. Oh no, this is bad. This is really, really bad. Chase sighed. Okay, Mom. What is it? It's about her. Bigla siyang tumingin ng diretso sa akin. As in, diretso. Walang paligoy-ligoy. Nanigas ako sa kinaupuan ko. Ako? Anong tungkol sa akin? Nakita kong napapikit si Chase. Mom, please di. No, Chase. I need to say this. Humarap siya ulit kay Chase, pero yung boses niya, na para marinig ng lahat ng nasa cafe, kasama na yung ilang customers na biglang natahimik at nakikinig na rin. I heard things. About you and one of your staff. She didn't even bother to say in my name. One of your balot vendor staff. Yung balot vendor parang sampal. Ang sakit. Parang gusto kong magpalamon sa lupa. All eyes were on me. Yung mga co-workers ko, si Rina at Ben, nakatingin sa akin na may halong awa at gulat. Yung mga customers, parang nanonood ng live teleserye. Mom, that's enough. Chase's voice was firm now, may halong galit. No, it's not enough, Chase, sagot ng nanay niya, tumataas na rin yung boses. Are the rumors true? Are you involved with her? Napayuko ako. Involved. Kung yung nararamdaman ko para sa kanya, at yung mga signs na pinapakita niya, yun ang basehan. Pero hindi pa namin napag-uusapan. Hindi pa official. Chase looked at me, then back at his mother. His jaw was tight. Yes, Mom. I care about Amelia. A lot. Parang may kung anong sumabog sa dibdib ko. He admitted it sa harap ng nanay niya. Sa harap ng lahat. May care siya sa akin. Pero yung saya, panandalian lang. Kasi yung reaksyon ng nanay niya. Care about her. M. Ref de Villa, I assumed that was her surname, loved, I cold, humorless sound. Chase, be serious. Hindi siya para sa pamilya natin. Look at her. Look at where she came from. Anong sasabihin ng mga tao? Ng mga kaibigan natin? Ng mga business partners mo? Her voice dripped with disdain. She's a ballot vendor. Seriously, Chase. Nakakahiya. Bawat salita, parang kutsilyong tumatarok sa puso ko. Ang sakit. Sobrang sakit. Hindi ko alam kung anong mas masakit, yung pangmamaliit niya sa pagkatao ko, o yung katotohanang baka tama siya. Baka nga hindi kami bagay. Baka nga kahihiyan lang ang idudulot ko sa kanya. Tears started to well up in the eyes. Pinipigilan ko pero traidor yung mga luha. Gusto nilang tumulo. Mom, stop it. Chase stepped in front of me as if to shield me from his mother's words. You have no right to talk to her or about her like that. Her background doesn't define who she is. She's kind, hardworking, and she has a beautiful heart. Qualities na minsan, mahirap hanapin sa mga taong sinasabi mong ka-level natin. Beautiful heart. Chase, wag kang ang magpaka-idealistic. Pera ang nagpapatakbo ng mundo. Status. Connections. Ano bang maibibigay niya sa'yo? Sa pamilya natin. She can give me happiness, Mom. Something na hindi nabibili ng pera. Happiness. Sandali lang yung happiness na yan. Pag nagising ka na sa katotohanan, you'll realize you made a mistake. A very big one. Hindi ko na kaya. Tumayo ako. Tama na po, sabi ko, DB voice trembling. All eyes turned to me again. Chase, ayoko pong maging dahilan ng gulo sa pamilya niyo. I looked at him, the vision blurring from the tears. Maybe your mom is right. Maybe hindi nga tayo para sa isa't isa. Amelia, no D. Chase reached for my hand, but pulled away. Pasensya na po, Res de Villa, sabi ko, trying to sound strong kahit durog na yung puso ko. Hindi ko po intensyon na guluhin ang pamilya niyo. Aalis na lang po ako. Good, sabi ng nanay ni Chase, her face triumphant. No, Amelia, don't leave. Chase pleaded, his eyes filled with desperation. Huwag kang makinig sa kanya. Chase, mas makakabuti to, sabi ko, trying to hold back a sob. Ayokong masira ka dahil sakin. He turned to his mother, his face a mask of anger and pain. Mom, look what you've done. Kung si Amelia ang mali para sa'yo, kung yung pagmamahal ko sa kanya ang mali, then I don't want to be right. Ayoko ng tama kung ganito kasakit. His words, they were like a balm to the wounded heart, but also a fresh wave of pain. Mahal niya ako. Sinabi niya iyon. Pero anong laban ng pagmamahal namin sa ganitong klaseng pagtutol? Chase, you're being ridiculous, sigaw ng nanay niya. One day, you'll thank me for this. Thank you. For breaking my heart. For pushing away the one person who makes me genuinely happy. His voice cracked. Hindi ko na kinaya. Tumakbo ako. Tumakbo ako palabas ng CAF, palabas ng kapedayam na minsan naging pangarap ko. Rinig ko pa yung sigaw ni Chase sa pangalan ko, pero hindi na ako lumingon. Nakarating ako sa isang eskinita, yung dibdib ko parang sasabog. Sumandal ako sa pader at doon humagulgol ako. I cried for the humiliation, for the pain, for the shattered dreams. I cried for the love that felt so real, but now seemed so impossible. Bakit? I sobbed, clutching my chest. Bakit ganito kahirap ang magmahal? Yung mga pangarap ko, yung konting pag-asa na nabuo sa puso ko, parang biglang gumuho lahat. I stayed there for a long time, crying until my eyes were swollen and my throat was sore. The world felt bleak, colorless. Yung dating pag-asa, napalitan ng matinding sakit. Sakit na parang walang katapusan. Later that evening, I was packing my few belongings from the staff locker. Pinilit kong pumasok ulit sa CAF nung wala na si Res de Villa. Chase wasn't there. Ben and Rina looked at me with so much pity. Amelia, sigurado ka na ba sa desisyon mo? Tanong ni Ben, malungkot yung boses. Tumango ako, hindi makatingin sa kanila. Mas mabuti na to. Pero si Sir Chase heartbroken yun, sabi ni Rina. I know. At yun ang pinakamasakit sa lahat. Na nasasaktan ko siya. Pero anong magagawa ko? Labanan yung nanay niya? Saktan yung pamilya niya? Hindi ko yata kaya yun. Before I left, I wrote a short note for Chase. Hindi ko alam kung mababasa niya o kung may pakialam pa siya. Chase. Salamat sa lahat. Salamat sa pagkakataon, sa tiwala at sa lahat-lahat. Pinakita mo sa akin na posible palang mangarap ulit. Pero siguro hanggang dito na lang talaga tayo. Sana maging masaya ka. Sana mahanap mo yung para sa'yo talaga. Yung hindi magiging kahihiyan sa pamilya mo. Pasensya na. Amelia. Iniwan ko yung note sa office table niya, sa tabi ng isang maliit na picture frame na may picture naming dalawa, kasama sina Ben at Rina, kuha nung grand opening. We looked so happy there. So full of hope. Paglabas ko ng kapedayam, parang ang bigat-bigat ng bawat hakbang ko. Bawat sulok ng calf, may alaala. Yung counter kung saan niya ako tinuruang mag-pose, yung spot kung saan ako nadulas at sinalo niya, yung bintana kung saan kami madalas mag-usap. Lumingon ako for one last look. Kapedayam. Iba short-lived dream. Iba short-lived happiness. Mula kalsada, tungo sa calf. Tapos ngayon, pabalik na naman ba ako sa kalsada? Sa pagtitinda ng balot? Ang hirap tanggapin. That night, when I got home, Nanay knew something was wrong. Anak, anong nangyari? Bakit ka umiiyak? Niyakap ko siya ng mahigpit. Naiwala na po akong trabaho. And then I told her everything. Yung tungkol kay Chase, sa nanay niya, sa mga masasakit na salita. Nanay just held me, letting me see really. Walang husga. Walang sermon. Puro pag-unawa lang. Anak, she said softly, stroking his hair. Kung talagang mahal ka ng lalaking yan, hahanap yan ng paraan. Kung kayo talaga, kayo talaga. Pero kung hindi, may mas magandang plano ang Diyos para sa'yo. Her words were comforting, pero yung sakit sa puso ko, nandun pa rin. Fresh. Raw. Agaw buhay. Ilang araw akong nagkulong sa bahay. Walang gana kumain, walang gana mabuhay. Yung dating Amelia na palaban parang biglang nawala. Napalitan ng isang Amelia na durog na durog. Then, one morning, I woke up and looked at my reflection. In my eyes were still puffy, my face pale. Pero may nakita akong konting kislap sa mga mata ko. A teeny spark of defiance. Hindi pwedeng ganito. Hindi pwedeng magpatalo ako sa sakit. May pamilya akong umaasa sa akin. Kailangan kong bumangon. For them. And maybe, just maybe, for myself too. It was a test. Isang pagsubok. Tinutulan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin tinumba na. I had to be strong. Kahit gaano pa kasakit. Akala ko, yun na yung katapusan. Akala ko, back to zero na naman ako. Pero yung sinabi ni nanay, kung kayo talaga, parang tumatak sa isip ko. At yung sinabi ni Chase, ayoko ng tama kung ganito kasakit. It echoed in Eve's heart, a painful but beautiful reminder. Hindi ako bumalik sa pagtitinda ng balot. Hindi dahil sa ayaw ko na, kundi dahil parang may pumipigil sa akin. Parang may nagsasabing, hindi pa tapos, Amelia. Laban pa. Instead, she did something unexpected. Something na kahit ako, nagulat sa sarili ko. Bumalik ako sa kapedayam. Hindi bilang empleyado, kundi bilang customer. The first time I walked in, a week after the incident, Rina and Ben looked at me as if they'd seen a ghost. Amelia, gulat na tanong ni Rina. Anong ginagawa mo dito? Ngumiti ako, a small, tentative smile. Bibili lang ng kape. Umorder ako ng simpleng brewed coffee at naupo sa pinakasulok na table. Yung dati kong pwesto, pag break time. It felt weird. Being on the other side of the counter. Being served instead of serving. Chase wasn't there. Medyo na-disappoint ako, pero at the same time, nakahinga rin ng maluwag. Hindi ko pa alam kung anong sasabihin ko sa kanya o kung paano ako haharap. Pero bumalik ako kinabukasan. At sa susunod na araw. At sa susunod pa. Palagi akong umu-order ng brewed coffee, naupo sa parehong table, at tahimik na nag-oobserba. Nakikita ko kung gaano ka-busy yung calf, kung gaano ka-dedicated si Narina at Ben minsan, pag sobrang daming tao, parang gusto kong tumayo at tumulong. Pero pinipigilan ko yung sarili ko. I wasn't doing it to stalk Chase, or to make a statement. I was doing it because Kapidayam felt like home. Kahit sandali lang, naging parte yun ng buhay ko. At yung mga tao doon, naging pamilya ko. Hindi ko kayang basta na lang talikuran yun. And maybe, just maybe, a small part of me was hoping na makita ni Emrys de Villa. Na makita niyang hindi ako sumuko. Na hindi ako yung babaeng basta na lang tatakbo pag nahirapan. On his fifth day of being a regular customer, Chase finally showed up. Naglalakad siya papasok, kausap yung supplier ng coffee beans, nang bigla siyang mapatingin sa direksyon ko. Natigilan siya. For a moment, we just stared at each other. Ang daming unspoken words between us. Pain, longing, regret, and hope. He excused himself from the supplier and walked towards me. Yun, my heart started to pound. Ano to? Magagalit ba siya? Paalisin? Amelia, he said, his voice hoarse. What are you doing here? Nagmakape, simpleng sagot ko, trying to sound nonchalant. He pulled a chair and sat opposite me. Every day, for the past week. Really? Nagkibit balikat ako. Masarap kasi kape niyo dito. He looked at me, his eyes searching mine. Is that all? I sighed. Chase, alam kong komplikado yung sitwasyon. Pero hindi ko kayang hindi bumalik dito. This place, it means something to me. A flicker of something, relief. Understanding crossed his face. It means something to me too, Amelia. And you mean something to me. My breath hitched. Chase T. After you left. I was a mess, he admitted, his voice low. I confronted my mom. We had a huge fight. Sinabi ko sa kanya lahat ng nararamdaman ko. Na mahal kita. Mahal niya ako. Sinabi niya ulit. This time, direkta. Walang paligoy-ligoy. Sinabi ko sa kanya na kung hindi kanya matatanggap, baka hindi na rin niya ako matanggap. Kasi ikaw yung pinili ko. Nanlaki ang mga mata ko. Chase, wag mong gawin yan. Pamilya mo yun. Pero ikaw yung gusto kong maging pamilya, Amelia. Para akong matutunaw sa kinaupuan ko. Yung mga salitang iyon, they were everything I ever wanted to hear. Pero yung takot, nandun pa rin. Takot para sa kanya, para sa relasyon niya sa nanay niya. Pero yung nanay mo di. She's stubborn, he said with a wry smile. Like someone else I know. He winked at me. Pero hindi ako susuko sa kanya. At lalong hindi ako susuko sa'yo. After the conversation, things felt lighter. Hindi pa rin kami official, hindi pa rin ayos lahat. Pero may pag-asa. Yung pag-asang minsan nang nawala, unti-unti nang bumabalik. I continued doing my daily coffee ritual. Minsan, pag hindi busy si Chase, tatabihan niya ako, magkukwentuhan kami. About anything and everything. Parang yung dati, pero may mas malalim na understanding na ngayon. Then, one afternoon, the unexpected happened. Emrys de Villa walked into Kapidayam. In my heart leaped to my throat. Eto na. Round 2. She looked different this time. Wala iyong mataray na aura. Wala iyong mapanghusgang tingin. She looked tired. And a little sad. Hindi niya ako pinansin agad. Umorder siya ng kape, isang plain black coffee, to invite surprise, at naupo sa isang table na di kalayuan sa akin. Tahimik lang siyang umiinom, nakatingin sa labas ng bintana. Chase wasn't around. He had meeting outside. So it was just me, her, and the usual calf buzz. Maya-maya, may pumasok na isang matandang babae, halatang hirap ng maglakad. Regular customer yon, si Lola Nena. Palagi siyang umu-order ng mainit na tsokolate at isang ensaymada. Today, however, mukhang wala siyang dalang sapat na pera. Narinig ko yung usapan nila ni Rina sa counter. Ay, iha, kulang pala tong dala ko. Bukas ko na lang bayaran yung kulang, pwede ba? Rina looked hesitant. Alam kong may policy sila about credits. Bago pa makasagot si Rina, tumayo ako. Lumapit ako sa counter. Rina, ako na ang bahala kay Lola Nena, sabi ko, kinuha ko yung wallet ko. Lola, order na po kayo. Treat ko po. Lola Nena's face lit up. Naku, iha, salamat. Ang bait mo naman. Umiti ako. Wala po yun, Lola. As paid for her order. As I was about to go back to my seat, napansin kong nakatingin sa akin si Imres de Villa. There was an unreadable expression on her face. Hindi ko na lang pinansin. After a while, I saw some trash, isang plastic cup at ilang tissue, na iniwan ng isang customer sa labas ng cafe, sa may gilid ng daan. Nakakalat. It looked unsightly. Without thinking, lumabas ako ng cafe, pinulot yung mga basura, at itinapon sa tamang basurahan. Simple lang na bagay, pero yun yung nakasanayan ko. Ayokong may nakakalat. Pagbalik ko sa loob, Imres de Villa was still looking at me. This time, her expression was softer. Parang may realization. The cafe started to get busy again. I finished the coffee and was about to leave when Imres de Villa stood up and approached the table. Kinabahan ako. Ano na naman kaya to? Amelia, right? She asked, her voice surprisingly gentle. Tumango ako. Opo, ma'am. Can I sit here for a moment? Nagulat ako, pero tumango ulit ako. Sige po. Umupo siya sa tapat ko, the same way Chase did a few weeks ago. Tahimik kami for a few seconds. Then, she spoke. I saw what you did. For that old lady. And yung pagpulot mo ng basura sa labas. Hindi ako umimik. Hinintay ko lang yung sasabihin niya. She sighed, a long, weary sigh. And why son? Chase he hasn't been himself since that day. Her voice was filled with a mother's pain. He told me he loves you. He told me he'd choose you over our family's expectations, over ordinary approval. Napayuko ako. Ayokong marinig yung sakit sa boses niya. I was angry, she continued. Hurt. Confused. Hindi ko matanggap na yung anak ko, pipili ng isang. I'm sorry. Hindi ko matanggap na pipili siya ng isang tao na sa tingin ko, hindi niya ka-level. Naiintindihan ko po, mahinang sabi ko. Pero nitong mga nakaraang araw, she looked at me directly, I've been thinking. And I've been watching. Nakikita kita dito araw-araw. Tahimik ka lang. Hindi ka nang gugulo. At yung ginawa mo kanina. Yung pagtulong mo kay Lola Nena, yung simpleng pagmamalasakit mo sa kalinisan ng paligid. I realized something. My heart was pounding. Ano yung na-realize niya? Naalala ko yung sarili ko nung kabataan ko, she said, you wistful look in her eyes. Bago ako ikasal sa tatay ni Chase, simple lang din ang buhay namin. Hindi kami mayaman. Pero masaya kami. Puno ng pagmamahal. Yung mga bagay na yun. Yung kabaitan, yung pagmamalasakit. Yun pala yung mga bagay na hindi nabibili ng pera. Yun pala yung mga bagay na hinahanap ko rin para sa anak ko. Tears started to form in her eyes. Maybe it was wrong, Amelia. Maybe it was too focused on a person's status. I forgot to look at their heart. Hindi ako makapagsalita. Was this really happening? Si Imres de Villa, nagsusorry. Nagbabago ng isip. Just then, the cafe door opened, and Chase walked in. He stopped when he saw us. His mother and me, sitting at the same table. His eyes widened in surprise, then shifted to his mother with a questioning look. Imres de Villa stood up. Chase walked towards us, his expression a mixture of confusion and apprehension. Nanay, he began, Amelia, anong nangyayari dito? Imres de Villa looked at her son, then at me. She took a deep breath. Then, she did something that shocked us both. Kinuha niya yung panyo mula sa bag niya at inabot sakin. Here, she said, her voice a bit shaky. Punasan mo yung luha mo. It was only then that realized he was crying too. Nanay ni. Chase was still confused. Res de Villa turned to him, a small, hesitant smile on her face. Anak. I think I'm ready to listen. To understand. About Amelia. About you too. She then looked back at me. Amelia, Hijad. Hisha. Pasensya na sa lahat ng nasabi ko. Sa lahat ng nagawa ko. Her voice was sincere. Sana mapatawad mo ako. Then, she said the words that made the world stop. At sana simula ngayon. She paused, looking at Chase then back at me, her eyes softer now, almost warm. Sabihin mong ina na rin ang tawag mo sakin. Napatakip ako sa bibig ko. Hindi ako makapaniwala. Si Chase, nakanganga. Ina. Tawagin ko siyang ina. The wall around my heart, yung pader na binuo ng sakit at takot, biglang gumuho. Napalitan ng pag-asa. At pagmamahal. Chase rushed to his mother's side and hugged her tight. Nay, thank you. Thank you. His voice was thick with emotion. Res de Villa, no, Ina, patted her son's back, tears streaming down her own face now. Mahal kita, anak. Ang gusto ko lang, maging masaya ka. She pulled away from Chase and looked at me, her eyes filled with newfound acceptance. At kung si Amelia ang kaligayahan mo din, she has a blessing. Hindi ko na napigilan. Humagulgol na ako. Pero this time, it wasn't tears of pain. It was tears of joy. Tears of relief. Tears of overwhelming love. Chase came to me and gently pulled me into a hug. Okay na, Amelia, he whispered, his own voice emotional. Okay na lahat. Niyakap ko siya pabalik, sobrang higpit. Yung bigat na matagal ko ng pasan-pasan, parang biglang nawala. Pinatunayang pag-ibig. Tinanggap ng ina. It was a miracle. Our miracle. Cap Diem, the place of heartbreaks, was now the place of healing. The place where love, against all odds, triumphed. Ang sabi nila, life isn't a fairy tale. Pero minsan, pag pinagtagpo na ng tadhana at sinamahan pa ng matinding pagmamahal at dasal, yung mga imposible, nagiging posible. Yung kwento namin ni Chase, parang ganun. Mula sa madilim na kalsada at isang basket ng balot, hanggang sa mainit na tasa ng kape at isang pusong dahan-dahang nahulog. Fast forward to year after that tearful, heartwarming reconciliation with Ina. Yes, Ina na ang tawag ko sa kanya, at ang sarap-sarap pakinggan, Chase and F decided to take our relationship to the next level. Hindi ang granding proposal, walang fireworks display or flash mob. It was simple, quiet, and incredibly romantic. Nasa Cafe Dime kami, closing time. Kami na lang ulit ang natira. He was brewing coffee, yung paborito kong blend. Inabot niya sa akin yung tasa. Amelia, he started, his eyes sparkling with a love that still made in my heart flutter. Alam mo, itong cafe na to, it's more than just if business for me. It's where I found this passion, this purpose and you. Napangiti ako. Cheesy mo, Chase. He chuckled. Pero totoo. And I can't imagine in my life without you, without your smile, without your strength, without even your occasional pusa, moments. Natawa ako. Hoy, grabe ka. He knelt down on one knee, pulling out a small, velvet box. My breath hitched. Oh, my God. Ito na ba yun? Amelia Reyes, he said, his voice filled with so much love and sincerity. You turned the world upside down in the best way possible. You taught me what real love is, what true happiness feels like. Will you do me the honor of being the wife, the partner in everything, give forever? Tears welled up in his eyes. This time, purong-purong kaligayahan. Yes, Chase de Villa. Yes, a million times yes. Isinuot niya yung singsing sa daliri ko. It was simple but elegant, just like him. Just like our love. Our wedding was also simple, but incredibly meaningful. Hindi kami nag-hotel, hindi kami nag-arkila ng mamahaling venue. Saan pa ba? Di sa Kapedayam. Yung lugar kung saan nagsimula ang lahat, kung saan nasubok yung pagmamahala namin, at kung saan kami unang naging kami. We decorated the cafe with fairy lights, white flowers, and a touch of rustic charm. Yung mga kaibigan namin, sina Ben at Rina, sila yung naging parang wedding coordinators. Si nanay umiiyak sa tuwa. Yung mga kapatid ko todong ngiti. And the most surprising part. Instead of a traditional multi-tiered wedding cake, we had something unique. Isang balot cart. Yes, you read that right. Isang maliit na cart na puno ng balot, artfully arranged, with a small sign that said, "Our extra special love story." Idea yun ni Chase, and I loved it. It was a nod to how we met, to a reminder of our humble beginnings. During the reception, Ina stood up to give the speech. In my heart swelled with emotion as I listened to her. To Jim's dearest Chase and in my new daughter, Amelia, she began, her voice a little shaky. I admit, at first, I was hesitant. I was blended by societal expectations, yearly fear. But Amelia, you showed me what true character is. You showed me that love knows no social class, no boundaries. You are kind, resilient, and you loved my son unconditionally. And Chase, anak, you fought for your love. You stood your ground. I am so incredibly proud of the man you've become. She raised her glass. Today, I don't just gain a daughter-in-law. I gain a real daughter. And I couldn't be happier. Cheers to love, to family, and to a lifetime of happiness for Chase and Amelia. The whole cafe erupted in applause. Niyakap ko si Ina, tears streaming down both our faces. Salamat po, Ina, I whispered. Salamat po sa lahat. Years passed. Kapdayam continued to flourish. Naging paboritong tambayan na talaga siya sa community. Chase and I worked side by side, not just as husband and wife, but as business partners, best friends. Siyempre, may mga tampuhan pa rin minsan, may mga selosa na light lang, pero at the end of the day, yung pagmamahal namin mas lalong tumitibay. And then, our greatest blessing arrived. Isang malusog, bibong-bibo na baby boy. We named him Matthew, which means gift of God. At totoong-totoo, he was our most precious gift. One sunny afternoon, Kapdayam was bustling with customers. Yung amoy ng cap, yung tawa ng mga tao, yung clinking of cups, it was a symphony of a life well lived, dream come true. I was behind the counter, medyo naninibago pa sa working mom setup. Mateo, now chubby 1-year-old, was sitting happily in his high chair beside me, helping Gis banging his toy spoon on the tray. Okay, Boss Mateo, I could, wiping a bit of drool from his chin. Mukhang ikaw naman ang shift ngayon, ah. Galingan mo, ha? He giggled, as if understanding what I said. Chase walked over, a fond smile on his face. He leaned down and kissed Mateo on the head, then turned to me. How's the favorite barista and Evie favorite mini-boss doing? We're doing great, Daddy, I said, smiling back at him. Just a little busy, but happy. He wrapped an arm around Divi's waist and pulled me closer. You know, he whispered, his lips brushing Divi's ear, I still can't believe how lucky I am from that girl selling balot on Dark Street, to this incredible woman, Divi's wife, the mother of F child, Divi everything. My heart melted. Ako rin, Chase. Every day, I thank God for you. For our family. For this life. He looked deep into Divi's eyes, yung tingin na parang kaya niyang basahin yung kaluluwa ko, yung tingin na minahal ko at mamahalin ko habang buhay. He leaned in and kissed me, right there in the middle of the busy cafe, amidst the aroma of coffee and the chatter of our patrons. It wasn't a long kiss, but it was full of love, passion, and the promise of forever. Biglang may pumalakpak. Paglingon namin, yung mga customers, pati na yung staff namin, yes, dumami na sila, nakangiting pumapalakpak. Some were even shouting, woo. More. More. Natawa kami ni Chase, medyo namula pa ako. Parang high school lang. Grabe, VK na yan, boss, sigaw ni Ben, na head barista pa rin namin at ninong na rin ni Mateo. Inggit ka lang, Ben, sagot ni Chase, laughing. I looked around Capdime. Yung mga pamilyar na mukha, yung mga bagong customers, yung mga empleyado naming parang pamilya na rin. This wasn't just CAF. It was the community. It was a testament to dreams, to second chances, and to love that conquers all. Chase squeezed my hand. I love you, Amelia de Villa. I love you more, Chase de Villa. Matthew babbled happily, as if agreeing with us. Balot. Kape. At ngayon, may baby na. Our love story wasn't perfect. May mga sakit, may mga luha, may mga pagsubok. Pero iyon ang nagpatatag sa amin. Yun ang nagbigay ng mas malalim na kahulugan sa pagmamahalan namin. And as I looked at Dilvay's husband, at Dilvay's son, and at the vibrant life we've built together, I knew, with every fiber of every being, that this was a happily ever after. Not a fairy tale ending, but a real, beautiful, and fulfilling one. All wrapped in love, sealed with a kiss, and flavored with the sweet aroma of coffee and the enduring warmth of balot sa puso. This was home. This was love. This was everything.